When someone mentions estate planning, do you imagine something out of Downton Abbey? Some huge mansion sitting on a large tract of land? And then you think, I don't have an estate, and I don't need estate planning. Well, the truth is, everybody needs estate planning. I'm estate planning and elder law attorney Patrick Cawley with Keystone Elder Law. I've worked with a lot of families to protect their families and themselves for whatever life throws their way. So here's a common example. Sarah and Tim are a young couple and they have small children. They've left the small children with a babysitter and they go out for a date night. Along the way, a tragic and awful accident happens, taking Tim's life and putting Sarah into a hospital bed with very serious injuries. This is where estate planning comes in. So those children are back at home. If the police go to that house, who's going to have the lawful authority to care for those children, to get them to doctor's appointments, to deal with the schools, to do all the things that parents are legally allowed to do for their children? Certainly not the babysitter. And you don't want those children going off to Children and Youth Services or some governmental organization. So this is where estate planning comes in. With a standby guardian designation in Pennsylvania, that is a form of planning where Sarah and Tim could have said, look, if we're incapacitated until we're back on our feet, this is who we want to have the legal authority to stand in our shoes as parents and care for our children. Now, Tim's gone, Sarah's still alive, so that's where that standby designation of guardianship will come in very handy for those children. If Sarah doesn't make it, then hopefully Tim and Sarah said in their will who they want to be appointed as the permanent guardian for their children until the children are old enough to make their own decisions. Now let's go back to Sarah in that hospital bed. What if she can't talk to the doctors? What if she can't voice her preferences for how long they try to prolong her life, especially if the doctors decide that she may never come out of a coma, or she may, all of their treatment might not extend her life? Every single person has the legal right to decide what medical care they get, but if Sarah can't talk to the doctors, a healthcare power of attorney is the estate planning document that will allow her to communicate her wishes in that scenario. You know, this is all about a young couple, but older couples have their own estate planning needs, even if they don't have some big mansion or some huge tract of land. So let's say Mary and Bill are an older couple and they're very concerned about Bill's recent dementia diagnosis. Well, they're making plans ahead of time. So if Bill becomes incapacitated by his dementia, Mary should have a durable financial power of attorney that'll allow her to make decisions about property that has Bill's name on it. So maybe Bill has a retirement account and something's going to have to be done with that, even if he loses his cognitive capacity to do it himself. What if they both own their home together and the home has to be either sold or shifted around to someone else's name? Bill won't be able to sign the papers to do it if he has advanced dementia, but if Mary has that power of attorney, she will be able to protect Bill's interests while he is alive but incapacitated. Applying for public benefits becomes important, but you can't do that without guardianship or without a planning mechanism like a power of attorney. So these are all estate planning concepts that have nothing to do with the having lots of wealth or how you pass your property to somebody else. It's all about what happens to you while you're alive and having legal planning to get it done. If you have any questions about this and why you need estate planning and what that would look like, shoot me an email at info@keystoneelderlaw.com or give us a call at 717-697-3223. We'll sort of give you an understanding of how we work and how we can get you on the right track to having a plan for whatever life might throw your way.